Hello and welcome to the latest CartoonStock caption contest deliberation. You have myself, Trevor Hoey, Joel Mishon, Lawrence Wood, and Ellis Rosen as a special judge. We actually don't have this week's artist, Grant Meikle. He's traveling to Spain on a plane. Good for him. And Bob is back feeling better, but he's preparing for a big speech at his alma mater next week, Syracuse University. So obviously best wishes to Bob and good luck on his speech. And thank you for joining us, Ellis.
Yeah, no problem. I feel like an absolute asshole not flying to Spain or having a speech.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The rest of us have nothing better to do. But Ellis, you guys will know obviously from his great cartoons, but all the entrants will know him from our second paid competition Ellis did. And let me quickly share the winner. This was Ellis's cartoon. All I Got Was a Cake and a Card was the winner. And yep. So thank you, Ellis. And he just volunteered to do another one. So hopefully we get him we get his work up soon. So I guess on to the contest. Really quickly, just to recap, we pick a grand prize winner, 5 additional runner-ups. Grand prize winner gets $500. We don't know anything about the entrants. They can be a cartoonist, which we found out that some cartoonists have entered.
Oh, really?
There is a list. Yeah, Bob.
Do you want to guess, Ellis? Do you want to have a guess which cartoonist entered?
Bob Mankoff?
No, he's not allowed. The judges cannot enter. But yeah, it was Bob Eckstein, so close.
Oh, okay.
And then we don't know anything about them. The only thing we know is the timestamp. I do want to say that though, because if there are any winners today, there were several that had the same exact caption. So we will have to review the timestamp after all of this. That's about it.
So how are the people who don't win, how are they punished?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Reading some of the hate mail we get, I think sometimes people are just happy to hear their name, or hear their caption read. I think the best is winning. The worst is not even having their caption read.
Okay, right. It's better to be hated than felt indifferent. Right, yeah, right.
If your caption is read and we make fun of it, it doesn't seem to offend those people as much.
Okay, they just like being they're like part of it. All right, so in that case, why don't we just make fun of every single one?
Everybody's a winner. Yeah. So, so this is Grant Meikle's. He has a pseudonym, Scribbly G.
Scribbly G. I don't know this guy.
Check him out on our site.
Check him out. Yeah,
it's
great drawing.
Yeah, I do like his artwork. And I do have a quick bio of Grant. He's from Johannesburg, South Africa. Yeah. His favorite cartoonists are Larsens and Aragones, which can't fault anybody for that. His name's Scribbly G is from his Twitter account when he needed a username. So he wasn't happy with his drawing ability at first, so he didn't want to use his name and used Squiggly G. Scribbly. And it's Meikle, like tree. Okay, so he helped me with the pronunciation in his email. So thank you, Grant. And I'm sorry that you can't be here, but we do get Ellis. So yeah, that's it. Now, quickly to review, it's a pretty obvious one. Cat psychiatrist, both in boxes. The cat going through the therapy is the one, not the therapist, is the one talking. A couple details. 2 things are knocked over in the room. 2 boxes, and then cat stuff, ball of yarn, fish, bird on the wall. Anyone? I mean, he looks sad, I would say. The others listening, taking notes. If anyone has any other details that they wanted to say,
the fact that the cat is looking down seemed to be the basis for a lot of people.
Yes,
captions.
Yes,
which was a bit surprising to me. He's just looking, like he's saying something sad, but.
Mm-hmm. And there was unfortunately, one of the most common ones we got were thinking outside the box, which was obviously a very, very famous Leo Cullum one, probably one of the most republished cartoons the New Yorkers had. Leo Cullum's Never Ever Think Outside the Box. So while a good expression and appropriate is just it's kind of been done. So
also, I don't think like the boxes to me are sort of like not the point here. That they're in boxes because they're cats, but to me this is just cats in the therapy session, and the boxes are sort of just like a detail. That's how I read it anyway.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
Box like captions.
Yeah. At the end of the day, go ahead, Lawrence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think a good thing about the contest is you can come at it from different angles. Like not everybody's going to see it the same way. And
no. I don't like that. I want everyone to see the same way.
Well, this one I thought was a little more boring because it's just this one is a very clear two tropes pushed together: the psychiatrist on the couch trope and cats joke. 9 lives, laying on feet, and talking about your mother. Just those two smushed together. Whereas our other ones had a little more left field captions. But at the same time, a lot of cartoons are exactly that, two kind of tropes pushed together. So
yeah, that's a great way to make a cartoon.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have compiled the ones. So what we normally do is everyone submits 10 in no order. I also use the ones from the top 10 of the voting, and we compile them to see how many we had in common. And we start from there. We share what we had in common. And after that, we then can go through our top 10s to see if we want to fight for any favorites. And then we end up by making fun of the user's top 10.
Yeah.
So to begin here, in no order, these are ones that we shared in common. I just can't seem to land on my feet. I'm afraid I have curiosity.
Is it all 4 of us pick these?
No. It just has to be 2. Just has to be 2. Any that are more than 1.
Got it.
And then I found out the red dot isn't even real. It's a recurring nightmare where I actually do something.
I like that.
I'm not a cat person, so I do like the ones where they make fun of cats.
Yeah, I hate cats.
What if there's no after 9 times afterlife? What am I doing with my lives? I have to say right away, this looks like an actual cartoon.
Yeah.
I could see this published this way. I'm not trying to say a winner or not, but this looks like this ran, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
They always tell him he's a good boy. I think he's complaining about the dog. I'm having trouble sleeping 22 hours a day.
I like that.
This one also, I didn't put in both. This one said, we also had, I'm barely sleeping 20 hours a day anymore.
Yeah, but I think this is better because this is something people say in a psychiatrist's office, I imagine. I'm having trouble sleeping. And then adding 22 hours a day makes a good job.
So for the record, 3 of us had having trouble sleeping 22 hours a day, and 2 people said, I'm barely sleeping 20 hours a day anymore. So I went.
No, I had the anymore, but now that I'm switching over to your side.
Can't remember.
I'm afraid my best lives are behind me. Nothing like a little S to make a joke on the lives. I didn't come here to be fixed.
It's probably the best of the puns.
Are all 9 going to be like this generally?
I don't like the generally.
No, that can't be the punchline.
You can literally add that to any caption.
Generally.
Broadly speaking.
All right, so let me share. I have it set where you can give a thumbs up if you can see my screen. You don't need to give a thumbs up. I know you can see the screen, but it's just there. But feel free to give thumbs up. All right, so these are ones that were there. I'm going to immediately take out I'm barely sleeping 20 hours a day anymore.
And generally.
And the generally. Where are you here? So yeah, now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I heard you groan about Good Boy.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. The red dot doesn't do anything for me. This is right.
Yeah, I'm happy to get rid of that.
All right. And then Good Boy. I mean, a Good Boy wouldn't be the grand prize winner, but it'd be a top 6. But if you guys don't feel it.
I didn't have that in mind, but I don't know. I don't feel much way about it one way or another.
All right, let's take it out just to get somewhere here. All right, so we can either get to six. Is there anyone that anyone wants to move, or should we go on to hours here? We still have more than six, obviously. This one,
I'm sorry.
Oh, the afterlife. I'm not thrilled with, but
yeah, there's a really long one that I like better. I mean, I get it. I kind of liked it. I thought about putting it in my top 10, but I didn't. The one that I don't even really understand as a joke that much. I know generally what it's going for. I'm afraid I have curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I like that.
He's gonna.
Okay.
I guess it's that means that he's gonna die.
Right. I know. Yeah.
I sort of know what you mean, Lawrence. It doesn't 100% add up. I liked it because it was the only one that addressed curiosity killing the cat. But it doesn't. I don't know. I still sort of like.
I just read that as the same as I'm afraid I have cancer. It's like a
but then shouldn't he be in like a doctor's office then? And not?
Well, no, because it's a hypochondria. It's not a real.
Okay, yeah, because a doctor's scene would actually be a. I wonder if that's even happened. I think
maybe the problem is I'm just a little bit cleverer than the rest of you. I think that's what's going on in this.
And what am I doing with my lives?
Okay, I think the what am I doing with my lives is better than the after.
Yeah, I'm okay getting rid of the afterlife. Actually,
yeah.
I just want to. It's just so we can.
If it's that long, it really has to be good.
You get it immediately before you finish it. So
yeah.
Right. And it's kind of like the Lars Kenseth cartoon where there were the Russian nesting dolls. They were in a police station, and the detective saying, "Looks like an inside job."
I remember that one. That is very good.
Lars.
Lars.
All right, we'll keep the 7, and let's add any that we want to fight for here. Joel, it looks like you first. Sorry.
That's fine. Well, I'm first, and I have to defend the fact that you've just booted out after. So I'll just skip over that. I'm just reading down my list. My left.
You have a lot of them, Joel. Normally, you never have that many.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of the fact that I'm agreeing with a lot of people. So maybe I shouldn't really. And there was a few fillers in there, like own a bunch of dogs and you're a dog lover, own a few cats and you're a crazy cat lady. That's a bit of a filler. There's sort of an idea there, but it's too clumsy and long to really work. I don't think I would like to. I mean, I wouldn't fight for anything simply because I've got quite a lot in the top 6, 7 anyway. So I've got nothing there. There were a couple of honourable mentions that I think I thought of which I didn't even put in my list. And one of them was, I thought, Lawrence, you might have. Have you noticed that some people are kind of write comments in their entries? So they'll put the entry and then they'll add something. So someone said something like, "Oh, this is a bit too dirty a joke. I don't think we should include this." And
the person apologized.
I apologized.
You're right for mentioning because we didn't mention it. They're like. Yeah, they're going to be like thinking about, oh my God, they didn't pick it because they actually did think it was terrible. Like if they're overthinking,
I forget what it was now. Does anybody?
Yeah, I've got it here. It's a wow doc. This Viagra really works was the one, and I think that's the one that they said that about. And
right.
I certainly do not have any objection to dirty entries, but I just didn't.
You could have phrased that better, Lawrence, but I know what you mean.
I really like the idea of like, listen, I'm so sorry about this. I'm
apologizing. I'm gonna spend part of my $5 entry to apologize about
it. Write some follow-up emails. Are you mad at me? It just doesn't seem worth it. If you're gonna like go, drive yourself nuts at that, I wouldn't do it. Like just coming as a neurotic person, I just know when to just like not do something that's gonna drive me crazy.
Agreed. All right, Joel.
So there was that, and then the only other one that I gave didn't make it onto my list that I thought I'd mention was there were quite a few Schrodinger's cat jokes, and none of them quite worked. I thought, but the one that came closest was it's like he's surprised I'm alive every time he opens the box, which was a good attempt on the sort of more a kind of a subtler way into the same ideas. You had to think a bit to go, okay, I know what they're talking about there.
Yeah, I agree. I like Yeah, I like that people tried with Schrodinger, but there was nothing that.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let me see mine. I had a hard time with this caption contest, so this is a nice suicide one to be dark, but I also don't like cats. And then
oh, I didn't get that. Oh, I see. He's if I followed through with it. Okay.
Yeah, this one is the one that I liked because it does address like the big up and down on the box, and it's something that you would kind of say at a therapist meeting. If you remember, the box does have not that you have to. Obviously, you don't have to. You don't have to include the every single thing in the future, but it does seem like a gigantic box thing on there.
But that has more to do with the box and less to do with the cats.
Yeah. Just as far as a caption contest incorporating the details in the drawing, I always like that. But things can only go up from here. But again, not it doesn't mean it's funny or a great caption. But
no,
no, you love it. It's your favorite, and
and then there's a bunch of things knocked over in the room. It's just another detail of the cats, but they tell me to knock it off and then get pissed when I do. Or that's nothing. Last week I knocked off a liquor store. None of mine. The ones that are mine already in there. Like, what am I doing with my lives?
I'm a mass murderer. You like that one?
Cats are just terrible for the environment, and it drives me crazy that they're like so beloved by nature.
Oh wow! So you really hate cats, not just like.
No, I am very allergic to cats.
Oh, so is my wife, and she also hates them. That's funny.
So and my father. So I literally grew up like both suffering cats.
Right.
My father hating them too. So. And my daughters want one so bad and give me a hard time about it, so I hate them more and more.
Right.
And I hate therapy. No,
I hate cats as well, and I have to because my daughters begged for them. So don't fall into that trap, Trevor.
I won't,
because daughters are out of the house now, and the cats are still here.
Now we'll go to our cartoonist Grant Meikle. He did put he's the only one who gave them in order. He said his first 5 were his favorite, and then he didn't really care as much. And the 2-year-old keeps putting his finger in my butt.
Real classy caption. I like that.
I'm gonna, for his sake, let's just look at that one on the image. After the 8th suicide attempt, I just gave up trying. Another cat suicide one. I forgot. Knocking things off tables and sitting in cardboard boxes. God, I'm such a cliche. Oddly, like kind of fourth wall for a cartoon right there.
Yeah.
Their squeaks still haunt me. My wife ran off with 2 dogs.
Why 2?
I don't know. Just.
Yes, it makes me even more humiliating because she's a little deviant.
They always tell him he's a good boy. How can I complete my evil agenda when they keep feeding me and calling me Mittens? She screams that fucking cat every time she uses the lint roller. Which is kind of funny. People keep calling me a pussy. There were a couple pussy ones. I kissed a dog and I liked it. And then they always tell him he's a good boy. So you can guess kind of Grant.
I now want to apologize to Grant because I feel like him and I are definitely not on the same page here. And I'm not representing him well.
No. Well, you're here you're here to represent our entries, yes. our people who submit. You're here to give an expertise on picking the winner. God,
I'm not thrilled with the first one, but I would like it better if he changed butt to ass. I don't know why, but butt is just it's just a word I hate because it sounds cute.
Yeah, but then you would go up my ass, not in my ass, right? I think it's ass.
That's fine. Up my ass instead of in my butt, but I still would not put it in the top 6.
Well,
just in the future, to people who are entering, don't use cute words.
Yeah, maybe I did put it on the caption so we can just look. But yes,
you're up my butt. Yeah, real. You just want to frame that. Just put that on the wall at the doctor's office.
But now this person who entered that will be very proud, even though he won't be top 6. He was talked about, and
extensively.
Right now we got Lawrence, and he has a long one. Oh God, yeah, it's a really long one.
Okay, the only balls I have are made of yarn. Made me laugh. All right, here's my. I'm going to mispronounce his name. Schrodinger. Joke that I thought was the best of the lot. The physicist who owns me doesn't know if I'm alive or dead. Should be dead or alive, but all right, here's the long one. Why am I so caring? Why am I so loving? Why am I so excited when my owners come home? What's wrong with me, Doc? And I like that because I think every word is actually necessary and it does build the rhythm of the joke. But I'm not going to fight for it to go in the top 6. It's a recurring nightmare is already in there. I'm wasting my lives. Is that what do we have in there? What wasting?
What am I doing with my lives? Is the one that's in.
Well, maybe that's better. I liked I'm wasting my lives because it's punchy, but the one we have in there is probably good. I feel better if you had a couch I could shred. Not great, but I liked it. I'm having trouble sleeping 22 hours a day. I really like. I didn't come here to be fixed. I think it's good. I'm used to burying my shit, not talking about it. I really liked.
Do cats bury their shit? They do, right? Or they just? I think they just shit on top of the kitty litter. Or but
they bury it.
I think they bury it. Yeah, that's why it's sand, right? Or whatever. That's why it's whatever.
Okay.
But I thought that was a clever way to address the two disparate frames of reference in the joke, and I like that one. And then no one cares about my indifference. I kind of liked. I guess if I was going to fight for something, I'd fight for burying my shit.
All right, we'll put it in.
But I'm not going to fight very hard.
Oh, we'll put it over here. All right. Here's the now we make fun of our people who made this possible and spend $5. I'm afraid my best lives are behind me. This is also in order.
Wait, who picked these? These are just the people. The riffraff.
Yes, the general public.
This is the crowdsourcing.
Yep.
Got it. The peons who are beneath me.
The amateurs.
I'm just kidding, everybody.
Sorry, please enter next month. My best lives are behind me. We've barely scratched the surface, which was actually not so bad. I'm surprised no one even put that in there just for having it. I hope Bob Meikle has recovered from his health issues, which is a very nice thing. Nice to say.
Okay, that was nice, but it scared me when I saw it because I was like, how bad is this that somebody like
also that cost them money, didn't they? That was like $1.33's worth of concern.
Something like that. Yeah. They did cost them money. I'm having trouble sleeping 22 hours a day. So Lawrence now is embarrassed to share something in common with the public. Then they also picked, I only slept 20 hours a day. I didn't come here to be fixed. I'm worried that I'm starting to care. I wonder if I'm making the most of the 4 hours I'm awake. And then I found out the red dot isn't even real. What am I doing with my lives?
Those are better than most.
They are better.
No, these are all solid. Yeah, those are like,
I mean, we've barely scratched the surface. Is only the problem with that is that's something the shrink should be saying, not him.
Yeah, I agree. I think I had the same thought when I was looking at that one. But it is a good...
It does work for this the combination of both tropes.
Good thinking.
It's just the wrong person saying it. So I'm not going to keep it in. And now here we have Ellis's. Ellis, are there any that you...
No, I don't want to.
You don't want to fight for any? You're happy with what we got?
I don't fight in general over anything. I'm very passive. I let everyone walk all over me. So, no, I'm afraid of good. I mean, a lot of these are sort of on there. It's
the one that I didn't see before is my owner walks me on a leash.
Yeah, I don't. Now that I'm looking at it, I have no idea why I picked that.
I think it's just because it probably just annoys you to see a cat on a leash.
It does, yeah. That is it. When you see a cat on a leash, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I see that as well. Yeah. Whenever I see that, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So that one struck out to me when I was looking through them all as well. All right. So here's what we got. We think we have 8. Let's try to narrow this down here. I can actually, maybe we should just do this all in the image.
There was an old, I don't know if it was a New Yorker cartoon or if it was a Far Side cartoon, but some detectives are in an apartment that's now the scene of a crime, and there's a corpse on the floor, and it's a cat, and the detective is saying curiosity.
Yes.
Right.
Shannon Wheeler?
Was it Shannon?
I don't know. You're right, though.
I'm really going to, whoever submitted is going to be very upset with me, but I really want to knock that one out.
Knock it out.
Yeah.
Since Bob's not here, I'm gonna take over and be like Bob and just say it's out.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's an old one. James Stevenson.
Oh, James Stevenson, right?
Yeah. Oh, let's quickly share it. Yeah, it's James Stevenson, published in
there it is.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Oh, not a crime scene.
Published July 29th, 1991.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's much better. The corner, yeah.
Yeah, curiosity. So that makes you want to knock it out.
It does. I mean, I know what he's going for, but I think the curiosity joke has been done much better, and this is just a much weaker version.
And I won't fight for it, also because it doesn't make me laugh. But I do, obviously think it's clever.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I just
it out.
Let's see. So now we have to get rid of one more.
Yeah. I mean, the burying my shit is just yours to keep.
Well, wait, we have 2 that go after the same joke. What am I doing with my lives? And I'm afraid my best lives are behind me.
Yeah, so, both are good though. But yes, you're right. They are the same.
It's the same. We can't have 2 of the same jokes.
I guess I like what am I doing with my lives better. I don't know. Unless someone disagrees, in which case they're right.
What am I doing with my lives? I think
that's the better of the 2.
Yeah.
Ellis, your wife has it really easy. Are you like this?
Exactly. You want to get married to me, Ellis?
I was going to say, would love to have.
I think just like a complete indifference all the time is actually not a great trait. Not fun to be married to, believe it or not.
All right, I think I have them. Let me just make sure I have all 6 in the. I have all 6 in the image, and let's look at the image now to. Let's look at the image to kind of see where we land here, because obviously sometimes just kind of seeing it all put together really does kind of.
Okay, can I just say something about shit?
Yeah.
Swear words just immediately are not funny to me intrinsically. I don't know why.
I agree, because it's lazy.
And it just feels like shock value or something.
Right. And if that's the only thing, and I hate it when I hear stand up and somebody's not making a funny joke, they're just swearing a lot and people are responding to that. That's not good. But if because I have the same initial reaction you do, but if the joke itself is good and shit actually is an essential part of the joke, then I think it's all right. It's like Liana Fink's joke set in the Garden of Eden, where Eve is looking at a snake and she's saying, "Holy shit, a talking snake."
Oh yeah. That is a good joke. Yeah.
So I have your initial reaction, but sometimes I think it works. And here you can't cut it out. It's essential to the joke.
Right. Yeah.
The double meaning of shit.
Right.
Yeah, you do talk about your shit. You got shit going on with you. You're at a therapist office.
No.
Yeah, I do agree. Also, that's a good point.
But I think it marks it out as not being the winner, though. I think we'll agree.
Yeah, I don't think it's not. Also, it's because it's more like a nodding joke, not like a laughing joke. And I kind of want the winner to be funny. All right, let's go through them here. Here are our. Wait a second. Why do I have 7? Why do I have 7? All right, well, let's see which one I forgot. All right. I'm used to burying my shit, not talking about it.
I mean, you are right, Lawrence. There were other ones that were just like, fuck, or something, you know?
Right.
Just like,
it works well on
so
the
at least this person like had a reason for using it. You're right, yeah.
All righty. I just can't seem to land on my feet.
I like this one. It's the only one that did landing on a feet joke, and it makes sense for like it works well. The puzzle pieces fit together.
They stuck the landing, as you'd say.
Yeah.
All right. It's a recurring nightmare where I actually do something.
I like that.
Yeah, I could too.
It's fine.
What am I doing with my lives?
That's more compact. I like
Good job.
I like that one. Like I said, it does look like a cartoon that ran. I'm having trouble sleeping 22 hours a day.
That actually that works well on the image.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come here to be fixed. This one, I would say no. I mean, these are our final 6. I'm happy with that. But this one is, there's just something where, why did he come?
Right. Yeah. Then what do you? Yeah. Well, I guess.
Yeah. And also, wait a second. Didn't you have a go at me earlier for saying that the other one should be in a doctor's office? Or he should be in a vet's if he's being fixed. They're two different.
Yes,
shops.
You can go to a psychiatrist for resolutions and some kind of.
Yeah, but you can't go to a psychiatrist to be castrated or whatever.
No, generally not.
Well, but wait, isn't there a thing like when you go to a therapist, you like, and it's like, no, there's nothing. No, maybe not. Never mind.
So yeah,
I think this logically doesn't make sense.
So I would say this can't be a winner.
No,
I would take out the shit one for being a winner. Maybe this one wouldn't be a winner either.
No, it's too long.
So our 3 that could be a winner. I just can't seem to land on my feet.
It's fine, but it's not the best.
What am I doing with my lives?
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Or the 22 hours a day.
I'm having trouble.
Between those two, definitely. I think the expression on the face matches that better. That is funnier with that. Yeah, the 22 hours a day works better with his expression, in my opinion. I don't want to be all Ellis about this, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
I think we go.
Why don't we let Ellis choose?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, great.
Which one would you? If you're an editor and you're buying a cartoon, I mean, is that the point of the caption contest? That if you're an editor and you're buying the cartoon,
no, it's a different beast because
it's not like which one. I guess which one? Maybe let's just go with which one's the funniest one.
Yeah, it's interesting because with the caption contest, this is just occurring to me now. You sort of have to complete the puzzle, and in a way that gives you a caption that's not necessarily going to be as surprising as somebody who just sort of comes up with it on their own.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is something, a great point I think that Drew Dernovich made when I was talking about the contest, and he was saying it's an inherent problem with the contest. That if you come up with a joke and the joke is good, you draw it up, it's going to be funny. It's going to be a great cartoon. He said, but if you come up with the image first and you're trying to make sense of the image, that's really the best you can do is solve the puzzle. It's not, and maybe you can be funny while doing it, but it's not going to be nearly as good as a cartoon that started off as a concept. As opposed to
but there are images. Like, isn't Steed famously image first kind of guy? And he comes up with like totally out there that you would not. I think his whole philosophy is to come up with.
Yeah, he doodles nonstop, and then a lot of people.
Well, that's interesting. I thought he would have come up with the concept.
Now, if I want to submit a batch and I don't have a batch ready, and I'll just doodle and hope for an idea that way. But it's maybe more in parallel than like a caption contest.
But I do take Drew's point. Like that is sort of like what I was feeling. Like there is something about where you're just solving a puzzle, and that is maybe taking up more space in your head as to what's working more so than how funny it is, how surprising it is there.
So is your conclusion that we should scrap the contest altogether, Ellis?
You know what? I think we should scrap cartoons altogether and just all become lawyers.
Done.
Oh yeah, you already are, aren't you?
I am.
Oh, wow. No, I don't know. It's interesting because there have been great caption contest winners that are very funny. So it's not, I guess there's no like hard answer to this whatsoever.
Right.
So Ellis, does that help you choose?
I like lives better than 22 hours a day, but I like them both very closely.
Let's go with what am I doing with my lives? Let's go with Ellis.
I'm fine with that. I do think it was very close.
Oh my God!
Whoever submitted 22 hours is going to be sending a lot of hate mail.
They still get $100. You know, that pays for over a year's worth of submissions. Maybe.
Wait, they still get money if they didn't win?
Well, we have 6 winners, 1 grand prize winner of $500.
Holy shit!
5 winners, so 5 winners of $100. And you've actually been the artist for one of these, so I'm glad that we don't know.
I wonder if I quit being a cartoonist, if I can make more money trying to win the contest.
I'm pretty sure that's Eckstein was like, "This, I'll do better at this than cartoons." All right, I'll pull up the winner or the winners. Let me. Oh, congratulations! We should say to this person. Let me get the. I would always. I don't want to. And then I think we might have to look at. The timestamp for some of these. So just prefacing that.
There were some that were identical.
Yeah. This one there's not. What am I doing with my lives? Peter C. Sergeson. Congratulations to Peter.
Classic Sergeson move there, Pete.
Yep. It's a recurring nightmare where I'm actually doing something. Jesse Rifkin. Come on down, Jesse. Get your $100.
All right.
Having trouble sleeping 22 hours a day. This person who Ellis just cost $400 is Keith Huey. He's won before, Ellis. So don't feel.
Oh, okay. Well, then fuck you, Keith.
Wow. Well done, Keith.
Yeah, well done, Keith. Keith actually is a frequent commentator, and I'm
just kidding, Keith. It's great. You're great. Everything's great.
I'm glad he's in the winner's circle, and of course, poor Keith gets to watch him not make it at the very end.
Keith has problems with rage, but
no.
I wouldn't worry.
Oh God, and murder.
Brendan Powers. I'm used to bearing shit, not talking about it. Lawrence squeezed you in, Brendan. Congratulations.
Yeah, you owe me 50.
I just can't wait. Yeah, I just can't seem to land on my feet. Is by Keith Huey again. So
what?
Wow.
That's how you know. That's how you know we don't know who enters these.
You're allowed to enter more than once?
Yeah, for $5 you get 3 entries.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't come here.
So how much did he just make?
$200.
All right, Keith. Well, you know what? I'm glad I knocked you off then.
Yeah,
that's right.
I know. We'll have to send him a 1099 otherwise. I didn't come here to be fixed. Carrie Woodward. So congratulations to Carrie. And finally,
Carrie.
Yeah. So let's get back to. Let me just.
What was the original caption? Do we know that yet?
Peter Sergeson. Congratulations. And now let's go to. I'll tell you what the original was. So Grant writes, "My biggest fear is that my next 8 lives will be as boring as this one."
Okay.
That was the original caption?
Yep.
I thought I saw that in the selections, no?
There were jokes like that.
Oh.
I just out of curiosity, let me search for boring. There were ones like that where it's like none of his lives are good kind of thing. Yeah, no one even used the word boring.
Okay.
So let me congratulations, Peter. And thank you, everybody. Stay tuned for the next one. We have a CartoonStock artist, Todd Condren. And thank you, Ellis, Joel, Lawrence. We look forward to Bob's speech, and we will see you guys later.
Yes. Bye-bye. Thanks for having me.